Yuri Gagarin became the first person in space in 1961, a new age began, the space age. From then on, the US launched many different astronauts to the moon, including, of course, our favorite childhood heroes, Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin, the first two people on the moon. And now, after that, the ISS, also known as the International Space Station, was created. But now you might be wondering, what is the future of space exploration? So what's going to happen? Are humans going to go to the moon? Mars? I don't know. So, in this presentation, I'll be talking about the future of space exploration. So the reason why I picked this topic is because I'm a huge space fan, and I'm hoping to find the future in the space industry one day. So let's get started. First, we're going to be talking about the present, so the things that are going to happen, the things that are happening right now. The ISS, also known as the International Space Station, is a space laboratory orbiting Earth at around 8 kilometers per second, or 5 miles per second. This is incredibly fast. But the cool thing about this is that not only are astronauts on it right now in this moment, like eating and talking and sleeping, but it's actually a joint collaboration between many different nations, which means that many different countries around the world, including Canada, the US, China, Japan, etc., created this amazing space laboratory. So isn't that kind of cool? Now the two ways to get there are either number one, which is the one on the left, the Soyuz spacecraft. The Soyuz spacecraft is manufactured by Russia, and it used to be the way of how humans would reach orbit. But now it's a bit more modern on the right, which is the SpaceX Crew Dragon. It is actually manufactured by SpaceX, which is a private space company. But the reason why that's so special is because it launched into space about a month ago, on May 30th, 2020. So that time, 2 different astronauts reached the International Space Station on this. And the reason why it's so historical was because it was the first time a private space company sent humans into space. And it's also the first time since 2011 that humans left Earth on American soil. Now we're going to be talking about the future, so things that are happening next. Moon, Mars, and beyond. Of course, we're going to go to Moon, the Mars, and hopefully different kind of solar systems, because we are aiming to make life multiplanetary. But you might be wondering, how are we even going to go to the Moon? Like, the Apollo program ended a long time ago. Well, here's the answer. The new Artemis program. The Artemis program, also dubbed the twin sister of the Apollo program, as in Greek mythology, is actually a space program created by NASA. And it's aiming to, quote, send the first woman and the next man, unquote, to the moon. And as early as 2024. So NASA hired 3 different space companies, including SpaceX, Blue Origin, and Dynetics, to create rockets that'll send these astronauts to the moon and back safely. But another cool thing about the Artemis program is that not only are humans going to go to the moon, but there's going to be a lunar space station. Also, the real name is actually Lunar Gateway. And in this artist rendering, you can see Lunar Gateway in orbit around the moon, and that's tiny Earth. So the Lunar Gateway is basically a smaller version of the International Space Station, except that instead of orbiting that tiny blue dot, it's orbiting the moon. So I think that's going to be pretty cool that we'll have 2 different space stations in the solar system. Now, mostly in this presentation we've been talking about the moon, Mars, beyond, etc. But here's a totally new concept. Earth-to-Earth travel. So just imagine the longest airplane trip you've ever been on. Shanghai to New York, LA to Toronto. Well, whatever it might be, it will be incredibly long. But imagine you can do that in less than half an hour. And here's how we're going to be able to do that. Meet Starship. Starship is another rocket manufactured by SpaceX. And it sits on top of Super Heavy, which is that big thing. And it's literally quite super heavy because it's a giant propellant tank, and it has a thrust up to 72 meganewtons, which is incredible. And Starship, which is the top part of it, can actually hold up to payload up to 100 tons. The whole thing's around 120 meters tall. So this is incredibly cool. And this rocket is going to be able to send humans to the moon, Mars, and of course around the moon, around Earth. So here's some estimated times that you might be wondering. Hong Kong to Singapore is going to take about 22 minutes, and that trip at the least will take around 3 to 4 hours, but it's in 22 minutes. LA to Toronto will take 24 minutes, Bangkok to Dubai 27 minutes, Tokyo to Singapore 28 minutes. So anywhere on Earth in under an hour. How cool is that? So now finally, everyone, dream big. I hope you've enjoyed my presentation about space, and hopefully you're inspired about space now. So whatever you do, just dream big. Thank you guys for watching, and of course, space.